You know, if there's one thing that we all enjoy, it is, of course, a wonderful English afternoon tea. Are you with me, chums? Absolutely. I love like scones, cream, jam, the sandwiches, everything. And have you noticed if you've been lucky enough to go for that sort of meal, you always think, oh, it doesn't look that much, does it? And then suddenly at the end of it, you're really, really full. And it takes you a few hours to recuperate. You can understand exactly how afternoon tea took off, predominantly with the Victorians, right? Well, of course, in today's society, we still like to go for afternoon tea over here, normally as a very special treat, oh yes. And it's a very costly affair. In fact, if you want to go to somewhere like the Ritz in London, you have to book months in advance. The same with the likes of Claridge's, places like that. Nothing wrong with that. But of course, if you have a little spare money, you could go to one of the historic royal palaces, like the Orangery at Kensington Palace. But that's apparently now got itself into trouble. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as ever, welcome one and all. It's true though, isn't it? Do you like an afternoon tea? We won't get into the argument of the scone or, you know, the cream or the jam first. Let's not go there. I don't care as long as they're both on, do you? Let's be honest. But I am a bit picky about my jam. Black currant I prefer over strawberry. Yes, do you? Oh yes. Well, you just have to have these little things, don't you? You know, you know what I mean? It's just a sort of thing, isn't it? Now, if you go, of course, to the wonderful Orangery at Kensington Palace, it's steeped in history. Built, of course, for Queen Anne in 1704, 1705. It was the place that she wanted as a sort of summer house, really, and one of the very first places to have underfloor heating. Yes, I mean, you see, everything's nothing new, is it? You know, it's all been there. And she held some of the most outrageous parties, apparently, at the Orangery, get your teeth in there, Neil. And consequently, of course, you know, became very famous indeed. Today, of course, it's a quieter world, as it were, part and parcel of the experience of going round Kensington Palace. But now it's got itself into trouble. You see, recently, as you can understand, His Majesty the King held, some say, a celebration that shouldn't have happened inside Windsor Castle. That as, of course, of the Muslim celebration. This didn't go down well, as you can imagine. And as I've pointed out in previous videos, the problem that you have with that is you have to remember that it's the subjects, the people, that you have to adhere to, whether they or you like it or not. Now, this has come to light. Apparently you can have a full halal afternoon tea at the Orangery in Kensington. Well, if you've got £56 per person, that is. Now, the reason why this has kicked off is because over here in the United Kingdom, there's a distinct sort of kickback against the use of halal food. And in particular, many areas don't want to stock it. If you remember also a few years back, there was a great kerfuffle with all the leading supermarkets as to where, and certain sort of particularly in pre-packed foods, where that meat was sourced from. Now, you can take both sides, whichever way you want, but of course they're basically saying, and I contacted historic royal palaces, and they're saying, well, we just cater for every person's needs. And we had a lot of requests for that, so consequently we decided to go down that particular route. Now, as I said, you know, it's a very expensive afternoon tea, and at the time of recording this was already full for today and for the next few days. So it's not exactly putting customers off. But consequently, this particular menu over here, as I say, has not gone down well. And given the recent outing and opening of certain individual projects by His Majesty the King, one might have thought that they may have taken a step back. But what is also interesting is this doesn't exactly have anything to do with the royal family. The historic royal palaces are managed independently and individually. So consequently, while people might get up in arms, well, at this point, it's really about whether they want to continue going down that particular route or not. But either way, this is a story that is set to explode. Now, I don't know about you, but I like my afternoon tea traditional. And I've got to be honest, there's nothing quite like a ham sandwich, is there? With a little smattering of mustard on that really soft white bread. Ooh, I'm making myself hungry now. As ever, please be kind, respectful in the comments below. And if you can, please do like and share. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.